Hello, welcome to Pop Along RC. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about the UK vintage racing scene. Now I'm no expert, let's just put it out there, I'm no expert in it, but I've been back RCing now for probably, well, since the channel begun about 3.5 years ago, and goodness me, I have learnt so much. We've got some really good friends of the channel who have kindly donated. Actually, these two cars here are on loan. This one's been donated. So a huge thank you to Pitman Dave and to Steve. You know you are RC Steve. So thanks very much for these. I guess we should have a little bit more of a look about these because I'm going to concentrate on one car in particular, which is going to be the Yokomo YZ10. But I'll show you briefly where I'm at with these other cars. Okay, so first and foremost, we've got an original Mardave Cobra here. You might have seen this on the channel. The build video is in the description if you want to have a little look at that. It's pretty much done. I'm waiting for the body shell. That's been sent off to Puppy Paint to be painted. And I'm looking forward to seeing that. I've also got some new wheels for it from JC Racing. They are here. So I'm going to, I don't know whether to put carpet tyres on them and give it a bash on carpet or not. I don't know. But that's pretty much, like I say, it's pretty much ready to go. We've got a brushed motor in the back there. 14 turn, I believe. So this car here, we put a video out featuring this tank technology Predator, and yeah, it's safe to say this got a lot of thumbs up. Let's put it like that. This is a very sought after car. For those of you that know, well, you know, right? Pitman Dave, the man behind this car, the guy whose car this is, a good friend of the channel, he said I can run this as much or as little as I want and just put whatever I want in it. But I am also well aware of the fact that it does break. So I'm told a lot of people say that. They say it's a great car. It is very fragile. So I think that's going to be a really interesting series of videos that we're going to be doing on this. This is going to be raced at the Revival in September, and I'm thoroughly looking forward to doing that. Yeah, so that's a car that we're going to feature on a channel a little bit more very, very soon. So this is the car I really do want to concentrate on today, because this is an original Yokomo YZ10. Now, when I was a kid, I always wanted one of these. These were super expensive back then, and it's probably worth a whole lot more now. However, again, Pitman Dave, good lad and friend of the channel. This is his car. Once again, he said to me, get it up and running. So I thought to myself, that is a very, very good idea. So that is what this video is about. So we've got a shell there, which has been really nicely painted. So we're going to cut that out in this video. I'm going to fit it out with some electrics. I'm going to start off with a 13.5 turn brushless motor. Again, I know I might upset some people and they say that's not vintage unless you're running brushed, blah, blah, blah. But do you know what? I am going to do that because I've got one lined up, to be quite honest. That's the only reason. So what else we've got to do? Put a wing on. That's about it, really. Not a lot to do to this one. So let's get cracking. Okay, time to put the motor in. I'm going to go with a 13.5 turn motor. This has only been used a few times. Being that this is an old car, it is an original, I do not want to put something in it that's going to tear up gears and bits and pieces. I think if we start off nice and low, maybe back the timing off a little bit, I think that'll be a nice introduction for this car. Which does mean I'm going to use this Hobby Just Stock XR10. I have already lengthened one of the wires, just got to do a few more and then put that in here. Okay, so the motor and ESC is in. I have noticed that the rear belt is slipping, so it could well be a problem in here. This could be worn in here, which apparently is really difficult to get hold of. However, looking at the belt, it looks pretty worn to me. So I've ordered a new belt, and now I've just got to take that car apart, remove it, just clean it up, because all the teeth in there, I think there's bits of gunk in there and whatnot, so that won't be helping. So I'm going to take it apart and get it ready for its new belt. Okay, so I had everything in it. So on closer inspection, we have an issue, and the issue is this gear here, and it is incredibly worn, so the belt was skipping on that. And after a quick Google, apparently it is a thing with these cars. So a quick Google again on where I can get a replacement from, and I got some of these bits from Trick Bits. So here we have a complete lay shaft and also spur gear, slipper clutch if you like, and that replaces this whole section under here. We've got some new belts here, and I've got some just an original rear belt here as well. I say I got these, I didn't get these. One mention to Pitman Dave, because this is Pitman Dave's car. He got them and I met up with him, and now I've got them. So it's time to put these bits onto here, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that should be good to go. Okay, so let's take the original one off. This is also a little bit worn here, just slightly. So I'm glad we've got the new one to put in. Just got to figure out how it goes together and stick it on the car. Right, let's put this together then. So I have to say it's super nice. It's a really nice piece of kit, and this clearly needs to be upgraded on these cars if you're going to run modern brushless kind of technology. So there you go. So what I'll do, I'll tighten this up a little bit, and then obviously when it's on the car, I'll tighten it up to the specified specifications, and that should be all good. But time to get it on the car, I guess. So there we go, a fully reconditioned, ready to race Yokomo YZ10. Thoroughly looking forward to racing this throughout the summer, and hopefully, if it stays in one piece, which it should, racing it at the Revival in September. But the only new real bit was this bit here, the lay shaft and slipper clutch from Trick Bits. Talking about Trick Bits, I'm going to finish this video with an interview that we done with Albie from Trick Bits. So enjoy that. Like, subscribe, hit the old ding dong bell, and we'll see you soon.
Okay, so here with Albie from Tricky Bits, is that right?
Trick Bits.
Trick Bits, okie doke. Now this car was absolutely flying around the track. What is it we've got here then?
It's a rebuilt YZ10 Providas car, the 95 Worlds car.
Okie doke. And what have you done to it? So what's been modified? What's been changed on this thing then?
Right. In essence, it's a completely standard car chassis-wise. All the geometry is right. We've put big ball shocks on it, but we've done it properly. We haven't just bolted big ball shocks onto it. So there's lots of little tiny changes actually in the suspension and everything else to actually make it work. Once you take the lid off, it gets a little different. We've actually put the under tray on the inside of the car. So the chassis is a completely flat bottom chassis, so there's no bump on the back like on the original car, so it can run quite low to the ground. On the drive side, we've got a really good slipper clutch, a proper racing slipper clutch from America, from Avid. It's got 5mm belt in the back, and the standard only actually had a 3mm belt. We've actually got a new motor mount in there with belt tensioner on it. So the other thing you can do with this one, which you couldn't do with the standard one, these slots are elongated, so you can adjust the tension on the back belt, and then you can actually compensate for the change actually on the front belt tensioner here. So this one is actually now running a 6.5 turn motor.
Wow.
You couldn't run that on a standard car.
That is amazing. I say, this thing was wheeling down the straights. It was absolutely flying.
Well, we were racing against Predators. You know, that Predator is 10 years younger than this car.
Wow.
You know, this car has actually got a race against 2004 cars, and it's a 94 car, really. The servo's held into to make, because you've got to chop the lugs off on a to put a servo into a Yokomo. So we've actually got a top hat on, and that's actually stuck to the top of the servo. So the servo is absolutely fixed rigid in there, so the servo will never come off.
Wow. Very nice indeed.
And a really cool thing, apart from the slipper clutch and suspension, the whole thing's made in the UK.
Excellent.
So it's a British-built YZ10.
Nice. Thank you very much for your time.